so it has little markings now underneath. What the heck is that crap? At first I was a little bit iffy on this mod, but now I'm certain this is just evil as all jazz. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more All the Mods 11 today. As you can see right behind me, I have made a little bit of a structure. This is a skeleton for a very familiar mod to us. Yes, today we are getting back into blood magic, but not really, as blood magic doesn't exist anymore, I think. I don't know. But this is a successor mod called Neo Vitae, and the altar is way bigger when we get all the way up. So I made the skeleton for the final tier altar, and then we're just gonna progressively upgrade this thing downwards. So for us to get started, we're going to need to get ourselves a tier 1 altar, which is just to make ourselves the Neo Vitae. It is not hard to get. We just need a furnace, some deep slate, and some gold. We are gonna need a lot of deep slate, but for right now we can go ahead and put this thing here. And now we've got ourselves our tier 1 altar. Although technically it's a tier 0, but they added that, so that way this is 0, then we add the runes, and then that's 1, and then so on and so forth. And then down here would be tier 5 rather than this one. So technically there's 6 tiers, but I'm just gonna go by what it was originally. So this is a tier 1 altar. With our tier 1 altar, we now need to get ourselves up to the next tier. To do that, we need to get ourselves some blank runes. But for us to make these blank runes, we're gonna need a couple things first. Starting with, we're gonna need the tabula rasa. For us to get that, we're gonna need to have ourselves a lot of deep slate. So the question is, how much deep slate do I actually have? I have 5 deep slate. This is nowhere near enough for any of our purposes. Alrighty, I got a stack deep slate, so this should be good. Now then though, for those of you who know the blood magic mod, you know I need to get blood in this altar before I can actually use it. So where's my sacrificial knife? Well, there isn't one. All we have to do is put the thing in, and it drains it straight from my body. Did you all see that? It will drain the required amount, and then it should just make the whole thing. Oh, and then it has a whole little animation that's not really worth much, but yeah, there we go. So now we have ourselves our tabula rasa. So with that though, now we're also going to need to get ourselves an orb. I should just need the tier 1 orb. So yeah, that's the Discipuous orb of Vitae. We're gonna need to drain a lot of blood from ourselves. So I don't know exactly how much of my health this means, but we're gonna lose 5,000 of EV, as it's called now, not LV. So, or it was LP actually. So let's go ahead and put that in. Oh. And it's not draining. Wait, but wasn't this... This is the wrong orb. That is the incorrect orb. We don't need that one. I could have sworn it was this red one right down here. Yeah, we need the nauseous orb of Vitae. Not this one. Okay, this is why you don't mess with the numbers. My brain was on autopilot with that one. Okay, so we put that into there. And then it drains my health. Dude, look at that. All right, I'm probably gonna need to equip some of the hearts because we've got these hearts from the Bodily Heart Canisters mod. If I eat these, it'll restore my health. So yeah, I don't need to do that right now though, because I'm already ridiculously close. But there we go. Now we got ourselves our Orb of Vitae. And what this thing will do is if I'm near my altar and I do this, it will then start sending it over to here. If I am away from my altar and then I start doing this, it will store it in the orb. And then I'm pretty sure I can just send it out into here, right? Yeah, then it'll start draining from the orb. So now that we've gotten the orb and we've gotten ourselves the rune, we can go ahead and make ourselves this blank rune. Now, unfortunately though, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a lot of these because yeah, I need 8. So that's gonna means I'm gonna need to make myself some more runes, but fortunately, I do not need to make more orbs.
A lot of
blood
later.
Alrighty, I got everything for the rest of the blank runes, so we can go ahead and make those all ready and raring to go. Alrighty, so with these, we can now upgrade our altar. All we need to do is we just need to break down this ring of stone right here. I've marked where all the runes in the end will go with just normal stone, and then everything else is just in between stuff. So there we go. Now if we look at that, we now have ourselves the tier 1 Neo Vitae, or the tier 2 altar, as I am going to call it. So now with our secondary tier, now we could actually do what I was trying to do earlier with the redstone and then get myself a higher orb. How that actually affects things, I'm not entirely certain. Whoa, that is kind of evil. Okay, so it has little markings now underneath. What the heck is that crap? Dude, at first I was a little bit iffy on this mod, but now I'm certain this is just evil as all jazz. But eventually it should give us the thing we need, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I need a 5 EV. So let's just go ahead and then keep pumping our life force into this. And then, yeah, that should be definitely more than enough. There is a way to speed this thing up. We would need to change out some of the runes for speed runes, but it's not too difficult, but it would definitely take me a little bit. So for right now, though, let's go ahead and get ourselves, yes, our new Discipius Orb of Vitae. So we can go ahead and do that. And then now it is configured to me. So the question is, does this get me more blood? So if I put that in, no, it does not. Okay, so I'm guessing other than higher crafting recipes, there's not much point in this. But what is also really cool, though, is now, if we go ahead and then take our deep slate and then throw that into there, now that we have ourselves our next tier of altar, what's going to happen is this is going to continue to drain. And if I go ahead and then supply this thing with more blood, because we kind of need this thing to have a good bit of it, I should probably somehow increase my blood gain, because that is not much. But once this is done, actually, I might be able to speed this thing up. Yeah, there we go. Now we get ourselves the next tier, the Tabula Rober. With the Tabula Rober, what? Oh, those were llamas. I thought I heard a goat. Do you guys have anything? Does not look like anything I would be interested in. Well, guess you gotta die. Goodbye. And nothing of value was lost. Anyways, though, now that I've got myself the tier 2 runes, that's what I'm going to call these guys, we now have access to a few different things. We have access to higher levels of rune alterations, like we could get ourselves blank runes into a rune of sacrifice and self-sacrifice. This one would increase the amount of blood I gain from using myself, so that might actually be worth pursuing. Although I'm not sure how easy it would be to get a Well of Suffering in this version. Most importantly, though, we'll be able to start making ourselves ritual stones. With ritual stones, we can get rituals going, which of course would include that Well of Suffering, which what that would do is that would take mobs and drain them of their blood rather than draining me of my blood. But yeah, for the most part, it's mostly just me putting more stuff into here and then turning it into the runes and then upgrading this thing in the same way, just placing the runes down. So we can just skip most of that.
You get the idea.
Alrighty, I got the speed runes and I've gotten myself some more blank runes. So yeah, I think these are all far enough away to where I can just do it like this. Oh, there's zombos down there. Once we place these final ones down, we still do not get the next tier up because there's still something missing. Where these torches are where specific blocks are supposed to go on top of these pillars. The stone pillars are completely fine. If we go ahead and look at the Scriptura Vitae, the way I was able to tell where to put this is because I was able to visualize it like this. So, you know, that was easy enough, but oh, don't want to do that. But yeah, if we put that right there, we can see that there's some blocks that are supposed to go here. Those blocks are not red stained glass like they may look, but they are actually blood-stained glass. For us to get blood-stained glass, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take ourselves some soul sand and then blood infuse that over here. And then we get ourselves the Sands of Vitae. Now, understandably, this doesn't actually take very much blood, but we are very soon going to need some more of it. I've actually found a way that I can get more blood out of myself before I need to get any sacrificial stuff. So I made these speed runes to speed up the making of things by draining the blood. But as for how I speed up how much blood I make, well, let's first demonstrate. Right now I'm at 343. If I break myself down, I get about 200 blood. If I head over here to this incense altar that I made, this is not hard to make. We just need some coal, some deep slate, some wood, and then any of the orbs. We then get the effect of Blessed Sacrifice. Now, if I go ahead and then pour my blood in here while I have that effect, it takes all of my health, but it puts me up in the thousands of drainage. And I believe that that thing can be upgraded, but right now, this is good enough. So there we go. Now we have that. Now all I need to do is just smelt down the sands of Vitae, which means now we can go ahead and put down our blood-stained glass, which really just looks like normal red stained glass. And now we are at our tier 2 Aura Vitae, or tier 3 altar, as we are going to call it. So now that I am at the tier 3 altar, this is where I can do rituals. I alluded to rituals a little bit ago, but I actually can't do that. Well, now I can, but I couldn't do that just yet because I needed something very specific. The Ritual Diviner. For us to get the Ritual Diviner, we need these inscription tools of the 4 Avatar of the Last Airbender elements. And for me to make these, it needs to be at this tier. We are now at tier 2, but as I am saying tier 3, it's gonna get confusing and you all get to suffer along with that with me. So for us to make these tools though, we're just gonna need a block of lapis, some crying obsidian or normal obsidian, a magma cream, and a gas tier with 4 diamonds. We already have all of those. Oh wait, the animation's changed. Oh, I thought it was just gonna be more of the same, but look. Now we have new particle effects which go down. Now we got the inscription tool for water, but if I put the tier in there, dude, it changed it. I didn't know that it does that. Wait, dude, that is actually really sick and probably very evil. I like that. I like that a lot. The fact that they decided to include animations into this version, it's like taking the blood straight from there and then pouring it out into here. Dude, that is sick. I like that. It spirals right down into its crafting recipe. And there we go. Now I got all the inscription tools. And with those, I now have myself the Ritual Diviner. So now with the Ritual Diviner, I can choose which ritual I want. Wait, hang on a minute. Wait, is that a baby zombie on a zombie horse with a spear? Why? Why must you do that? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get rid of that and let's get rid of you. Oh my gosh, that is weird. Okay, but hang on. I thought I was supposed to be current direction. I thought I was supposed to be able to choose rituals. Right-click the air to select ritual. Oh no, I was shift right-clicking. I just need to right-click it. Oh, so I don't need to cycle through it anymore. Dude, that is great. I like that. Okay, wait. So which one would be the one that lets me take blood from them? Okay, after looking in here, it doesn't appear to be in this one, which makes me believe I need the Diviner Dusk, which for me to be able to get that, I'm gonna need the next tier of altar. And the reason why that's a little bit unfortunate is, like blood magic though, I am gonna need to go to a certain dimension that may or may not make me die a lot. There's been very mixed results with that dimension, and it's bound to put me in a little bit of trouble. So the one we're gonna need for that then is breaching the edge of the demon realm. Is there actually a thing for this? Ah, here it is, breaching the demon realm. So we can just go ahead and then place this guy. I would like it to be lower, please. That way it's on the ground. There we go. So now that's here. So now for this, I need 38 ritual stones. Okay, so it's basically the same. So for us to get ritual stones, it's not too difficult. We're just gonna need more tier 2 runes and then some obsidian around our orb of Vitae. And we're just gonna need to get ourselves 38 of those, except we're gonna need an extra 4, so that way we can get the master ritual stone. But that's basically just the same recipes, except we're gonna use some of the ritual stones. Who is attacking me right now? Gosh, go away. I am in the middle of explaining things. But yeah, so far it's just gonna be more putting blood stuff into these runes. So it's not too difficult.
Much blood later.
All right, I got all the ritual stones. It took me a while, but I finally got them. So now what I need to do is I need to put the master ritual stone right there. And then what I can do is, with the ritual diviner configured to the breaching of the edge of the hidden realm, I can then right click this. It'll automatically draw on the ritual stones, and then it'll set all of them to go up to here. Now, you might notice that this doesn't complete this, this is not a problem. It is correct. It's just that because this thing is symmetrical in shape, sometimes it'll put the ones in the places where the drawing thing doesn't actually want it to be. So we can just go ahead and then remove that thing. And yeah, there we go. It is completed. Now all that's left for us to do is to activate it. For us to activate this, we need to get ourselves a weak activation crystal. It's not too difficult to get, and in fact, I already have almost everything, but I first need to get myself this lava crystal, which looks like I just need to get 3 buckets of lava. All right, I should have everything, so there we go. Now we got ourselves the lava crystal. All we need to do now is just fill up our blood altar completely, and we should be fine. Now, over here, I did actually upgrade my incense altar. I found out how to do that. I just need to have specific nature things around it and also different types of paths. These are the tier 2 paths. I can't upgrade it now that I have actually gotten myself the next tier of orb. However, that was a whole other process and I don't really want to do that right now. And it would kind of be a waste as now with all the health I have, it just fills the thing up entirely. So now we can just go ahead and then throw this thing in here. And then once it is done, we should then have ourselves our activation crystal. Another thing I want to note while I'm here is I did actually make myself the heart amulet from the bobbly heart canisters, and I filled that up with the normal heart canisters. It's not that hard for me to get those. I just needed all this stuff. It was a bunch of things that I'd already had, and then this was just some hearts and some glass and string. It was not hard for me to get, and it was all incredibly worth it. So now I have the activation crystal. I can bind that to me. And there we go. Now we have that. Now, if I go over here and right click this, I do not have enough Essentia Vitae to activate this wrist jewel. Just like with blood magic, I need to have stored blood for this thing to work. So if I look in here, it should actually tell me I need to have 80,000 stored. Is that across all orbs? Or is that across a specific network? Well, the only way for us to know if we'll have enough blood is if we make a very specific item. For us to make this item, we're gonna need to have ourselves our tabula vitae. So it's like a sacrifice table. It's pretty neat. So we can go ahead and take this and then we can just slap this guy. Oh no, is it like that again? Yep, it is. Oh, and that lagged up my world by doing that. Okay, let's hope I don't need to deal with that again. But there we go. Now we got the tabula vitae. This is a crafting table of sorts for this. And what we need to craft is gonna be this arcane scribe tool. For us to make it, it is not too difficult. We just need redstone, white dye, gunpowder, and coal. So then I can just throw each of those in there. I believe I just need to throw in my blood orb then. And that should be good, but I might need to have some blood in here. So if I just go ahead and then drain a bunch of that. Yeah, now I have 2,000 there. Oh, and the blood orb is changing color. Okay, so I got this. Now, it's still not working. Did I get something wrong in the recipe? I got the coal, I got redstone, white dye, and gunpowder. Maybe it needs to be reversed? Like, is it specific about how it likes to be? No, I don't think it is.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty, so I looked it up. Yeah, apparently this is broken actually. So apparently I saw somebody else who was doing this, so I wanted to see if they also had the same problem. They tried updating the mod, specifically this mod, not the mod pack, and I'm on a later version of the mod pack than when that video would have come out. So, yeah, this is just broken. I'm not sure if it's a problem with the Neo Vitae mod or if it's a problem with it in all the mods 11, but regardless, updating does not seem to fix it and it does not want to work. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our redstone, we're gonna throw that into there. We're gonna take our gunpowder and our coal and also our white dye. Hey, look at that. The chalk just sort of manifested there. How on earth did that happen? Yeah, no, I just open to land and then turn on cheats. You all know the trick. Okay, so now that we got this though, what we can do is we can just, okay, apparently bind it to myself and then right on the ground. So there we go. Now we got that. Now, I either need to put in, oh, okay, but I think I did that backwards because, wait, now I'm confused. Wait, what just happened? Oh, and there we go. I got the divination sigil. All right, so now I can right click this and it'll show me the EV I have. That's great. Wait, hang on. But this means it's not connected to the orb. So do I need to put the orb in and then that starts doing it? Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's connected to the blood. Wait, no, it's not. Well, now I have 15,000. I'm pretty sure I needed 80,000 if I am correct. So yeah, no, I needed more than this. Okay, well, I guess I know what I'm doing.
So much blood.
Alrighty, I have enough EV now, at least I should. So if I go ahead and right click this, oh, that's different. So without any further delay, let us venture off to the demon realm, a realm where I may or may not suffer death, because this can be very strange. Ooh, we got keys, baby. Ooh, oh, and we've also got ourselves some more of the apotheosis gear. That's good. Okay, then, so it looks like this should be about the same as most of the mod. So I guess then let's go ahead and then grab myself some blocks. Cobble actually would probably be best. So let's just go ahead and grab some of that. Let's open this door and choose a path. Simple? Did that take both keys? Doesn't look like it did. Oh, but these got trial spawners. Okay, interesting. So it'll only be a limited. Oh, hello. What on earth are you guys? Oh, you're pushovers is what you are. Oh, wait. That is not as bad as I was expecting to be. But dude, they look sick. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and then chop them up. Like, wow. I was expecting very strong mobs, but I guess that might have just been in the other mod packs that I've played. Huh, dude. And there we go, now we got that. And that gets us the Tau. So with that, that should be everything we need here, because now after that, I would just need to get the Tau and turn that into this. Oh, wait, no, it's got a new name. Okay, it's weak Tau. And then I'm guessing the other one would be strong Tau, although I'm used to calling it saturated Tau, but still. Oh, and then we got these little chests. Oh, with more Tau in them. That's, dude, that is so sick. Alrighty. Oh, there's another one right here. Let's see what we got. That's worth it, actually. More Godforge pearls. I like that. And we also appear to have a lot of ore, too. Wait, that's demon ore. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, so that's not the one I was thinking of then. I honestly thought that was the thing that would happen later. Strong Tau. Wait, we don't even need to do the thing with the weak Tau. We already got it. Yes, dude, that is awesome. All right, well, we should be good then. Let's get out of here. So for these Taus, what we're gonna need is we're gonna need to make ourselves these weak blood shards, so that way we can make ourselves our bloodstone bricks. For us to make the blood shards, we're gonna need to get ourselves this thing here called the Athenator. It doesn't look too hard to get. I'm just gonna need another furnace and then of course some more rune stuff. So which one is that? Oh, that's the next tier. So then after that, we can go ahead and make ourselves our Athenor. Okay, all right, that is good. So then we can go ahead and then slap this guy right over here with this thing. So, ooh, this looks interesting. All right, so now for this, we need to put the Tau in here, and then we're also going to need to get ourselves some blood and this primitive hydration cell. For me to get the hydration cell, it's not actually too difficult. We literally just need a bucket of water. So now that we've gotten that, we can go ahead and make ourselves this thing, which has 128 uses. So I can use this thing a good bit. So then after that, we just need to get blood in there. Now here's the question. Can I use the blood from in this thing? If I go ahead and take this and then like, can I pour that out into there? I can. And there we go. Now it is working, converting that. Don't you freaking dare. I saw you. I saw you out of the corner of my eye. Oh, I hate you. Okay, but yeah, there we go. It's got that little particle effect. And then we get ourselves our weak blood shards, which then would allow us to make ourselves our weakened blood bricks. And then if I just get a little bit more after that, I will then be able to make myself the next tier of blood orb. But now all I need to do is just replace all of these right here, and then we will have ourselves almost everything for our tier 4 altar. All that would remain is to just replace these guys with their runes. And this is where something I made a little bit ago will come in handy. I have this limited barrel here, right? I put the rune that I'm going to need in here, And then I can just go ahead and then configure this pipe to then take these things out once it has that specific thing. After that, I can just go ahead and put all these guys down into here. And then once it is ready, it will then transport it out into that thing once it is at the required rune. This way I don't have to keep balancing out between my inventory all over the place. So yeah, there we go. Now I got that. Since this is just the tier 1 rune, that's gonna go very, very far. But once we put that there, now we're at the next tier, meaning there is now only 2 left. One to fill this ring up with runes and then replace this with another block, and then one to add these final runes and then replace these guys with more blocks. It's really more of the same in some places, so we can skip most of that. I won't be able to do much of that right now because for the next things that we would need in order to upgrade this, we're gonna start needing to get into some really weird places. One of which being another dimension that may or may not be even harder, and also the simple fact of I will need to upgrade my Ritual Diviner, which is gonna take the next level of slates, but that takes a lot more stuff. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and then upgrade some of these runes to be able to hold more capacity. And also once I have that, I'll also want to get myself the Well of Suffering, if that is indeed on that thing. So that's probably gonna be a whole other episode. So did you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last All the Mods 11 video where we went through the Apothic Enchanting mod. Bye-bye!